Hi, are you considering a move to Tucson, Arizona? Stay tuned because I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why you should and 5 reasons why maybe it's not for you. Thanks for tuning in to Tucson Living. This is Christina Chestnut with my Arizona agents at Omni Homes International. Make sure to like and subscribe. Number 1, I would consider it the excessive heat that we have. A couple days out of the year, or even for a couple of months out of the year, the temperatures are in the 80s, the 90s, 100s, 110, all the way up to 120 degrees. So it can be very hot here. That's something with dehydration, with your animals, with your plants, you need to be very aware of because it happens quickly here because it's a dry heat and it's very unforgiving. This is what the summer breeze in Arizona can feel like if you're not from here. All right, maybe I exaggerated just a smidge. But if you look up the weather right now, in the beginning of August, it's anywhere between 101 and 110, which is actually pretty decent for this time of the year. I went to another site where it shows you the past weather in Tucson, just over July and August. The highest temperature that I was able to find was 117, and that was recorded in 2019. So we do get hot, but maybe not all the way to 120. If you have time to look up some Tucson, Arizona memes, they often look like this one. And this next one is quite humorous because you will eventually have oven mitts to open your door or even drive your car if you live in Tucson. Number 2 is going to be our freeway system. Our freeway system, we only have one main freeway, and that's I-10, and it drives from one end of Tucson all the way to the other. We have one freeway. That being said, we do run into some traffic issues, and there is a lot of construction because they're trying to correct it. As we grow, because we're a little big town, that probably should have thought about the freeway system for the future. So we're currently trying to address that. But we've been under construction for as long as I can remember, and I'm 35. So born and raised Tucsonan, and the construction is still around 35 years later. Although we might be under an immense amount of construction, if you go under the City of Tucson webpage, under the transportation and projects, it gives you updates of when the roads will be closed or updates when they might be starting different projects or if there's any delays. So all here is the main things. But today I happen to drive down Broadway. So let's check Broadway out. Broadway's project is supposed to be widening the street up to 6 lanes, and anyone who knows there's lots of historical buildings and stuff that were on Broadway, they actually lifted some of the buildings up and moved them back to make sure that we didn't, destroy the history of them. So it was very neat to see that. So all the houses that are below that white line at the top were moved back. Maybe not all, but some, and it was very nice to see that they preserved that. So this will ensure walking and biking paths to make sure that it's safe for the public. The third reason is the wildlife here. We do have a lot of snakes, spiders, insects, even javelinas, bobcats, mountain lions, and things that you potentially can see in your neighborhood. When I walk the dogs in the morning, we have a pack of javelina that's probably 40 deep in my area, and we have to be very aware because they're very aggressive and they can attack your pets, they can attack you, so it's something to be aware of. We have lots and lots of wildlife. Starting from the top, you'll see quite a few snakes. The major one here is a rattlesnake. They make a noise, it sounds like a rattler, that's on their tail, and that's the warning sign to let you know that they're there. In the middle of the screen was that orange and black guy. Those are Gila monsters. They're definitely interesting, and I very rarely see them. We also have lots of scorpions and tarantulas. The picture I'm going to show you next is a javelina. They're actually part of the rat family, that guy right there. This is what I see out in the morning on my walks. The next picture is actually right over the side of my wall as they were passing by the other day. Number 4 is going to be flash floods. We have a very, very dry climate here, So when it rains, the ground cannot absorb the water fast enough. And what happens is it causes these mass flash floods because the water will start flowing. And instead of being able to be absorbed, it just continues to run. So moving here and knowing that if you drive through a wash here, it may be different than driving through a wash somewhere else. Be very aware in flash flood situations never to enter anything that has running water, because the police and fire department get very pissed off if they have to rescue you. So something to be aware of: don't drive when there's running water. We have reroutes, drive around. Also with flood insurance could be something that could be concerning, because that can drastically increase your payment here. So when you're looking for a house, make sure that you know if it has flood insurance or doesn't have flood insurance. This is just a short video clip of somebody driving around, but you see this car drive down and actually make like a U-turn to drive back, because they know driving in the wash with water is definitely not the safest idea in a low car. In any car, but in cars in general. This is a wash that's flooding with water. There's a truck that just drove through a wash. In the video, you can hear them talking because right behind him drives this car. That's not a safe idea at all, because the water is actually flowing very fast. Potentially could have debris, sticks, all that kind of stuff. You'll end up seeing actually large branches, sometimes cars even flowing down these washes, because people don't think twice. They just drive through because they're in a hurry. Always turn back, be safe. Number 5, I'm actually gonna just pick this one because it's something I find funny. But number 5 is swamp coolers. If you don't know what a swamp cooler is, you need to come and I will show you. Swamp coolers are basically just pads in a machine where the air blows by the pad and it's water, so then it kind of gets cooled off and it blows into the house. Swamp coolers can be horrible here. So just so you know, if you don't know what it is, I'm gonna put a link below that will let you know. Swamp coolers and Christina don't get along. Swamp coolers are terrible. Okay, so on to the great reasons of why living in Tucson is so amazing. Number 1 is our sunsets. Our sunsets are phenomenal. I've gone all over the world, from Japan to California to all kinds of places. But I'm telling you, our sunsets are just amazing. The pictures that are gonna be after this, I actually took from my backyard. No filter, no nothing. The sunsets here are just gorgeous. This is one of my favorite pictures that I took. It was around 7:30 in the evening, definitely in the summertime, right around the monsoons. No filter, no nothing, but this is what I'm talking about with color. We get a lot of rainbows here, also with our monsoons, which is beautiful. Number 2, I'm gonna say that it deals with our outdoor activities. You can basically do any activity outside here year-round. Swimming, biking, running, you name it, we're the great place for it, because we have over 300 days of sunshine a year. Here's just a short list of 10 top hikes that are recommended in Arizona. I then like to head over to an app or a website called All Trails. You can then type in Tucson, Arizona, and start searching for the top hikes around you. It gives you reviews, photos, and people's opinions on the level of intensity of the hikes. This is a great resource to be able to find the perfect hike. Number 3, our cost of living and our jobs that are becoming available here are just growing and growing. So our cost of living is really low. Our average home price is around $225 to $250. And our jobs, because Caterpillar, Amazon, we have a lot of things, military that are here that have increased our jobs that are available. So our cost of living is fantastic, and our job market is actually really high here in Tucson, Arizona. Number 4 is actually something that's really special to me because it's respiratory. I was a respiratory therapist for 10 years, so I saw a lot of people that relocated due to health. So anybody who has any type of a respiratory disease that moves to Arizona, we have, the dry heat, a lot of allergies and asthma, and the COPD patients, which is, pulmonary diseases. People flock to here because of the weather, the dry climate. It's not as humid. There's not all these, things that they have to worry about, or the elements and the changing weather. So it's a great place to move to be healthier. That's why we have a lot of people that move here for retiring or maybe a second home, which we call them our snowbirds. Number 5, the monsoons are amazing. We get a lot of rain here. The flash floods can be worrisome, but when you see our monsoons, they're the most photographed monsoons or rainstorms around the world. It is stunning. You can watch as the clouds start coming in, and eventually, as the night comes, the rain will start to pour off in the distance, and you can see the lightning strike. When the sunsets are going even with the monsoons, it creates this purple, orange, red look in the sky. And the bonus, you can make your kids shower outside. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. We appreciate all your support. Christina Chestnut at My Arizona Agents at Omni Homes International.